Where are we?
Motor Car Diner in Central City.
No, I meant what year?
I went back in time and created a whole new existence.
So there's a timeline out there where I'm not rich. That's a glitch in the universe.
The Flash season premiere Tuesday, October 4th on the CW.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So Stealth Flash trailer dropped teasing some Savitar speed cult. It looks very familiar if you've read the comics or if you're a big fan of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So I'm just going to do a breakdown and I'll explain what's going on. Okay, big stuff first. So Barry looks like he's taking one of the other entrances into Star Labs, like he's sneaking in. But everything looks different, decrepit. You see him walk into the diner with his dad. He thinks that he's in the wrong time. He starts to explain, like the other voiceover where he's explaining how he created Flashpoint is all taken from a separate conversation that he's having in Star Labs here as he's trying to explain, he's like drawing it on the board for the rest of the people. You see Wally standing back here. So like all trailers, they're mixing and matching scenes from different parts of the episode. You see scenes from season 2 of stuff that happened during that other timeline. And then the big joke at the end is Cisco going, "You mean there's another version of me without any money?" That's a glitch in the universe. Just like we, the audience, are like, oh my god, oh no, everything's changed. But from his perspective, rich asshole Cisco is like, this is the correct timeline. The Cisco from your timeline sounds ridiculous. The other big thing is the presence of the drums, very tribal, kind of a hat tip to Savitar's speed cult, which is what I think this is, this scene here. Now, Greg Berlanti actually said something really important earlier today, where people were reporting that the actor from Vampire Diaries that everyone thought is playing that Black Flash that we've all seen pictures of is Savitar. But he's like, no, everyone, we haven't cast Savitar yet. So that raises a whole bunch of red flags, but I think that Savitar is this person here that's all hunched over in the robes that you can't see. They're doing kind of a Zoom type thing where they don't reveal his face for a while, so maybe they're still looking for the actor, maybe they don't reveal him right away, but he's only one of the big bads. The other big bad this season is Dr. Alchemy, but I feel like this is Savitar's speed cult because it looks like he has these other worshippers there with him. So if you don't know what Savitar's speed cult is, it's something from the Wally West era in the comics from way, way back, but he basically, the TV show version, worships the Speed Force as this kind of divine Deep Space Nine, Cisco, wormhole aliens type thing. One of the most important things they did last season was actually let us see the Speed Force wormhole aliens. Anybody who's watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine has a pretty good idea. They're kind of like these metaphysical, trans-dimensional beings that exist way beyond our comprehension. It seems like what the TV show is going to do is it'll use Savitar's speed cult and it'll say that he worships those beings. And that's just something that we'll probably get teases for in the first couple of episodes, however much they end up showing him. But like all cults, usually they only benefit the cult leader, namely Savitar. So you have like this leader preaching this way of life and everyone buys into it. But really the cult leader uses the cult to make himself more powerful in some way. In this context, obviously it's the Speed Force they're worshiping. So Savitar wants to be one with the Speed Force. That was one of the big arcs of his in the comics, where during Rebirth, if you guys haven't read Jeff Johns' Rebirth, he's like, I'm going to give you what you wanted, Savitar. I'm going to make you one with the Speed Force. But the big twist is that you can't force the Speed Force into your body. I know that sentence seems kind of weird, but it's just the way that Barry takes Savitar down in the comics. Like, you want the power, you want to be one with it, and he just like turns the juice on, opens the fire hose of the Speed Force, and he just vaporizes into nothingness the same way Barry did when he got trapped in the Speed Force. So what I'm expecting is the TV show will change the comic book storyline a little bit, but you'll see some very familiar comic book Savitar things. So you don't have to read the Flash comics to understand what's going on with Savitar, because the TV show always changes a few minor things, but it will help a little bit. Like I said, with respect to this Savitar speed cult stuff, I'm getting a very Deep Space Nine vibe. So if you really want to go like an Inception level deeper and prepare for The Flash, watch Deep Space Nine and think about the way they wove in the Bajoran religion to that, like how the entire Bajoran religion was based around the wormhole aliens. Now imagine it's the Flash TV show and it's the Speed Force wormhole aliens, and in place of Cisco you have Barry, who is kind of like half man, half god. But as we're talking about the TV show, think about him more as a speed god. But like on Deep Space Nine, there were evil Speed Force wormhole aliens. Savitar actually sounds kind of like a Gold Dukat figure in the course of Deep Space Nine. Like by the end of that series, he also ascended to godhood, but he had been possessed by an evil wormhole alien. So maybe we'll see evil Speed Force wormhole aliens this season. I have no idea. But just think Savitar, Gul Dukat, Barry, Benjamin Sisko. I really like that idea, especially if you're a big Deep Space Nine fan. This season is going to be a lot of fun. The Greg Berlanti comment. So this is actually a big question mark. If he's saying that this is not Savitar, because this is very definitely that Vampire Diaries actor who's actually like a relatively known quantity. It's not like he's a nobody. So that would imply that this Black Flash is a completely different character. So just remains to be seen of how that works. And if he's going to be in the first couple of episodes, he's got to be a relatively big deal, but maybe he'll be attached to Savitar's speed cult in some way. So no idea what his name's going to be. There are a number of different comic book names they could use for him if this is not Savitar. But for now, we'll just continue to call him the new Black Flash. But I do like the idea that he's actually a pretty big character from the comics that we'll find out about really soon. So let me know in the comments, what are you most hype about just looking at this footage? I'm really interested to see Savitar's speed cult and how that weaves into the mythology of the season. Just because it's recontextualizing the Speed Force on the TV show, it's turning it into more of a religious thing, which is very Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and that was one of my favorite Star Trek TV shows. But part of the big arc of Barry this season not only is fixing Flashpoint, like everybody's read the Flashpoint story or you've seen the cartoon movie, so you have an idea of how it plays out. But the big idea is that Barry has created this new family in Star Labs, and the arc of this season will be him getting to know that family. So I was originally going to do a Killer Frost video, so I'll just push that by a couple more days, but there is a new round of the giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. It's just a $20 Amazon gift card, so I'll announce the winner when I post my next DC video. So get hype. There'll probably be like another big trailer really soon too. So while you guys wait for my next video, you can click here to learn about the big Thor Ragnarok Doctor Strange crossover that's happening in the movies, and you can click here for my breakdown of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer scene. They just released some more concept art. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.